Hi, this is Colorful Foresight where we intuitively connect from within. And it's woo woo time where we connect our woo woo into our mundane living. Hi, this is Sylvia, Colorful Foresight. Today I have my guests.
Hello. My name is DAZZLE. How are you doing today, Miss Colorful Foresight?
Yeah, it's kind of like interesting. I stumbled into her channel about a year ago about a topic that she would do. And I was like, she seemed pretty good. Like, she's legit. So we did like a live. So recently we did on conspiracy theory, which I'm going to put the link below under the video. Really, really great. So today she recently did a video on Blueface. It's popular culture. She That's the title. Um, so what was the title? It was about if Blueface and Jaden Alexis engaged, and she was looking at see if he was being sincere about it. So you have to watch that video, which I put the link below to see what she said. But I wanted to change it around a little bit. So it's not about like, as a reader, a lot of time when you have clients, they want you to change to what they want, right? And you can't change it. So she saw something. So we're not going to change what she saw. And that's the possibility, the projection at now. Obviously, a player can change their spot. Sometimes they actually do. Sometimes they mature later down the road. But Blueface there, is he quite there yet? That's another story. So, what do you think? You think he's been sincere when it comes to being engaged to Jaden? Just go for it.
Well, to be honest with you, it goes something like this. I mean, we've all had toxic relationships. We've all been in a little bit of a issue, right? And everybody had a different scenario. With this scenario, we already understand that it's coming off the heels of him leaving Jada while she was pregnant to be with Krishan Rock and then get her pregnant, right? And mind you, they clowned Jaden, okay? Mm-hmm. So after he has done all that shenanigans, he has made that money and stuff. Now he wants to be back with Jaden, right? Because Krishan just had a baby, right? There's a pattern. I have a baby by you, I leave you and go to Krishan. I have a baby by Krishan, I leave Krishan and go back to Jaden, right? But in order for me to gain your trust, as any type of man would do, they feel like they have to prove themselves, right? So what I'm going to do, because I have done this, because it's about reciprocity, I did this to you. So what I'm going to do is I want to make you trust me. I want to let down your walls. You might be a little defensive. Like you might feel like I might just run out on you again and run across, Krishan Rock or another female and do the same thing. So let me make you feel secure. Let me give you this ring. Hey, and if you want to, you talking about getting a baby because, some females, they feel like, after you have done that to them and they accept you back, some females in their mind, toxic or not, evolved or not, they feel like, well, since you gave her a baby, you got to give me one. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, some females think that. And for real, he's willing to do that to prove to her that, okay, you can let your guard down. But does that mean like he's being sincere? Not really. What it's saying is, and I've done readings on him before. What it's really saying is, I want you to let your guard down. I want to appear like I'm this man for you, even though I'm still capable of repeating cycles and doing the same thing to you. So is that negative? Yeah, but we do have to realize, like, I'm going to just say like my grandma always told me. And she told me a lot of crazy stuff. But the one thing she did tell me, and I'm kind of realizing that as I get older, is that not everybody wants to go to heaven.
Right. Yeah.
Sometimes people are good where they are at. Sometimes people like the flames. Sometimes, matter of fact, I'll give you a good example. I live in DC. You know what I'm saying? So it's a club called Heaven and Hell, right? The top floor is heaven, the bottom floor is hell. And heaven and having, you having a good little time, you two-stepping and stuff, you're all grown and classy. But in hell, I mean, you just wilding out, having a good time. And some people like hell more than they like heaven.
Yeah.
And until they want to evolve, that's what they like. So I can't, and sometimes people come in this life and, some souls go through life cycles and, they go through their little thing and they're supposed to evolve because the goal is to get back to source. But, sometimes it takes a little longer for certain souls to evolve. They gotta clear up whatever thing they need to clear up to get back to source. And sometimes some souls feel good where they at.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. I agree. That totally makes sense. I told Dad I don't really want to do like gossip and celebrity things, even though I watch it myself. But my spirit guide's like, if you're gonna do something like that, think higher. So the higher is like, okay, like she said, yeah, people can evolve. Right now, it doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like it. And so we're not going to focus on that. Watch her full video where she talked about that. It's in a link below. And so I do believe a player could change their spot. But you know how many times I wanted to change? I'm not talking about a player aspect, anything. And I couldn't change no matter what. Why? The unconscious programming. Sometimes you need divine intervention. That's called being helpless and being humble and acting for something. Blueface come from a not stable background, and so you could look at that. But also he mature enough that he really want to give up that lifestyle, as Dazzle mentioned, like the heaven and hell. Also, that Jaden know what she's getting into. And so I want you to watch to be like, why should I be interested? Who is the dude? Yeah, because anybody could evolve. There's a story, and I'll put in a link below. I forgot the name, but it involved, I mentioned it a few times, but it involved Buddha. So there was a monster who was killing people in the village. And whenever he would kill them, he would collect like fingers or something, and then he would make necklace out of it. So he lived in the forest. So one day Buddha walked in the forest, and he's so serene, nothing bothers him. So this monster comes out and go boo, like da da da. Then Buddha doesn't phase him because he's that's the state. He also, so the monster's like antagonist, like, don't you know who I am, or blah blah blah. Didn't bother Buddha. Buddha didn't judge him. So he was so impressed, the monster, that he's like wanted to become his. He wanted Buddha to become his mentor. So he did evolve. He became he got enlightened. So that's the extreme case. That's like a evil person. You have everything in between where you have some kind of temptation, some toxic quality. But it goes to show that anybody can go through enlightenment. It's only we as humans that judge. And rightfully so, like, especially if you're getting affected, it's not as easy to hear that story and go, well, I'm no Buddha. I try to be. But it's not about, trying to be a Buddha. It's just showing that anybody could evolve. And if you believe in past life, maybe some of our past life, we weren't as good.
But see, also, I do like to say it like this, though. Like, I do believe that anybody could evolve. But, to me, I kind of feel like you said, it's the same thing as sometimes we do things and we don't know why we do them and we can't shake those habits, right? Also, like me personally, I'm just saying, like with me, I meet people where they're at, right?
Yeah.
And that's my ministry, right? I meet you where you're at. So if you all some bald-headed H stuff, I'm meeting you at bald-headed H stuff.
And that's where
you're not ready to hear it yet. And the reason why I'm saying that is because, you're right. I think that it's a situation where, sometimes people are not ready to hear it yet, right? So they have to hear it from a level that they can understand it until it's time to hear it from a higher level. You see what I'm saying? Because if you're sitting here in the throes of your addiction, you don't really want to hear about it. I mean, if you're enjoying your addiction, say if you're smoking a cigarette, right, and you don't plan on stopping no time soon, do you care if someone says, oh, it's going to give you cancer? No. But I have to meet you where you're at. So instead of me telling you it's going to give you cancer, I have to come up with a better way, right? So, but then you're going to get to a point where you're going to get tired of paying for cigarettes because cigarettes aren't cheap anymore. That's for one. And then you're going to get tired of always smelling like cigarettes. You know what I'm saying? And then you're going to get tired of it. And then you might get health problems and stuff. And then you start self-evaluating, and then you start looking at the immortality of your life. You know what I'm saying? Not the immortality, but the mortality of your life. And then after the going gets tough and the tough gets going, then you're ready to hear about it. So, like, for instance, like, of course, he has been engaged to Jade and Alexis. He went through that with Krishan Rock. He just got off on probation from a gun charge, from a shooting, right? And now he has to pay $13 million, I believe, to a club that he destroyed, right? So, because they sued him for it. So, there's going to come a point where when going is going to get tough and the tough is going to get going, that he's going to have to really self-evaluate. And then when you start really looking at self, when you start looking at that man in the mirror and you don't like what you see, then that's when you're going to start questioning the things that you have done and how you've been representing yourself. And then when someone comes to you, you're going to be more open to listen. Because most of the time, when they're in that situation, when you're in the throes of whatever toxic stuff you like to do, you don't care about nobody telling you nothing.
That's why healing is important, because if you're in a fish, right, and you're in the water, you don't know any different. If I have so much trauma and wound, I'm in it. I don't know any better. It's funny because you talk about meeting them where you're at. I can't tweak it. You can't make this up. Them in the store, the guy who have the sneaky way, he had the Knight of Wand. The Knight of Wand is the player type. He's just in a player type. But a lot of players, they tend to be runners, Knight of Sword. Like, he did have that upbringing. It could be his environment. It could be he's not ready. So that is where he's at. So let's shuffle cards for, can Blueface consciousness evolve? Let's go with that. Can you shuffle? I'm not going to go with what I think. I'm going to go with what our collective spirit guide. And if you, like I said before, you may be into Blueface and Jaden and Alexis and the Krishan Rock, you could maybe not care less. And you're like, this applied to you. Because I could see my toxicity and not listening to somebody, as she said, not being ready to hear it. And then getting to the point like, oh, now I can hear it. Just being that stubborn in the head. When you do reading, you a lot of people like that when you do reading?
Okay. Yeah, I run across people like that. And the saddest part is that they always want one.
Yeah.
But they fight the reading.
Yeah.
So if you are fighting the reading, what's the point of asking me to do it repeatedly?
Can I tell you something? When I used to start reading for myself back a while back, I used to get sick because I would ask about certain things about me or another. Spirit guide would tell me what I don't want to hear. So I kept doing the cards over and over, expecting what I want to hear. After a while, the spirit guide is like, listen, do you want to know? Or do you want only hear what you want to hear? So I totally get it. I've been that person on the other side going, not listening. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know what? People like that. How you deal with that? Like, how you work with clients like that?
I mean, to be honest with you, it's very funny because, they talk their mess and then they come back.
Well, what about when you're on your YouTube
channel? It's how you, okay, so when you meet people where they're at, sometimes maybe you have to talk a certain way. Oh. And it's not what you say, it's how you say it to them.
You're not right? Like math. You have to like sweeten it up a little bit, right?
Yeah, you attract more bees with honey than SHIT.
Because you're dealing with their ego,
Yeah, so you have to kind of move around it like, look, I'm not trying to be this way, and maybe, and just perhaps, and it could be, but you know what? You know you more than I know you. You know your situation. I don't know your situation.
Right.
So I'll give you a good example. Like, I promise you, when I first started on YouTube and I was doing, like, I wanted to, like, showcase that I can do readings and stuff. So I was like, well, I'll give people a free reading, but the only thing is you have to let me upload it as content. Right? So it was this one person, and I'll just give an example. Right, I'm just give fake names. So Melissa wanted to know if her boyfriend Tommy was getting out of jail, and she just knew he was getting out. And I was like, no time soon. He gonna be in there for a minute. Well, he said, well, they already said he was coming home from the holidays, and I said, no. And she was like, well, you wrong about that, because I said, well, you know what? You know more than I do. You have been more involved with that person more than I do. That's your dude, whatever. But what I will tell you is that Spirit is also saying that you're young. If you don't have to wait, you don't have to wait for him, because it's going to be a while, a long while. And Lord and behold, ask me if that man is out of prison yet. You know how long ago that was?
Yeah.
I think that was about, like, what? What was that, like 3 years ago? 4 years ago? It's been a while.
Yeah.
That man ain't out yet. And
Yeah,
she was young.
it's hard,
but she do come past and see my channel and stuff. Like, she hop in and out.
Dents in the head. We could be dents in the head sometime.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to hear that.
No.
But
I've been there.
But, like, it just takes a while sometimes. But the problem is with Blueface, like I always tell anybody, like I've told other clients and people I've done readings for, when they want to talk about their man and their toxic man, the problem is if he cannot forgive his mama, he will never forgive you. Period. Like, he's going to blame you for stuff. He's going to want you to treat him like you're his mom. You have to do everything for him. If it don't go right, you blame mama. That means you blame your girlfriend. If your girlfriend do something that you don't like, that triggers something that your mama did, he's going to hate you, or he's going to blame you for it. It's going to be a secret vendetta. Yeah, that's what men do who have mommy issues. And that's what it is right here. I'm asking if he could evolve, and Spirit is straight up telling me it's about his mama.
Oh. It's funny. I thought it's a slow process, the Knight of Pentacles. And he right now he's immature. He's just immature with the Page.
He's looking for a mommy.
Yeah.
He's looking for a mommy to take care of him. That's why Jaden Alexis, I'm going to tell you, Jaden Alexis been taking care of him the whole time.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, he got a whole restaurant, and guess who was working there? Jaden Alexis. Did she get paid? No. Not one. She wasn't getting paid for that. And that's why he wants to quote unquote marry her, or that's why she's the main female, because he treats her and she treats him in a different type of relationship. That's his mama.
And
and she treats him like her son.
I'm getting that he can, but right now he's just immature. He got the 9 of Pentacles.
Yeah, he can. Because here's the problem though. Let me do this reading.
Yeah.
It's the 4 cups. He doesn't care to change. The offer is there.
Yeah.
Also, it is the Sun card. Right now it's about him, and it's the Sun. You see this mommy, you see this little boy, it's all about him. He's getting attention that he doesn't usually get, that he was not getting at first. This mommy and this little boy. It's the Sun. It's all about this little boy. It's all about him. He's getting everything that he wanted to get as a kid, and the love and attention that he wanted from his mom. Okay. Also, you got the 10 of Swords in the reverse. Now, this is right here. This talks about past betrayal, past trauma. But what it says is that you can get over it, you can move past it. Will you get will you get that relationship that you want back per se? No. But the good silver lining is that you can move past it, you can heal, and you can form new relationships that are healthy. So to be more technical, he is mad at his mama because she's in the reverse. This is someone who wasn't as nurturing as they could be. And matter of fact, he's mad because his mama was a hoe. Okay? To be more technical. Because to be more technical, if you know about Blueface mama, she always wanted to be famous. She was always on extras. Like she was on Friday, the movie Friday After Next or something like that. She was extras in movies. She always wanted to be famous. And also she brags about, messing with certain people, and then she got 3 baby daddies. She got married 3 times to 3 people who wasn't her baby daddies. Even right now she's married and she out here showing her whole natural butt on Instagram, taking thirsty pictures, right? And she's like in her 50s now. She just got into her 50s. So she wants attention too. So really, he's mad at her. He doesn't like how she behaves. He doesn't like how she nurtured them. He's mad at her. So he treats these females like he views his mom was. But the problem is, you need therapy. And matter of fact, a lot of times when I do Blueface, sometimes he's always coming up in the reverse as the King of Wands. And the King of Wands reverse has problems with women. They hate women. And to be honest with you, it messes with his sexuality. And I assume, I don't know, because, I'm just a reader. What's up, Vibe with AD?
Hi, Vibe. Oh, let me put her up.
Yes, yeah, she totally do. I was saying that. She totally takes advantage of it. She feels entitled to whatever he got going on because she was like, oh, he got to be famous because I couldn't, right? But yeah, so I kind of feel like at the end of the day, it messes with a lot of stuff, and that's something that he doesn't want to accept. So the way he views women and the way he treats them is how he seen and learned how to treat women and stuff. How his mom act, how men around him probably act. He acts like a pimp.
And you know what's funny? I got 3 kings, right? So that's my spirit guide, and we're going to go with that. And see how this applied to you that's watching. Like, see yourself being in a scenario where you have toxicity. It doesn't have to be relationship in general, but in any area. So we got 3 kings. We got the King of Cups, which is him. And then we got the King of Swords and the King of Pentacles. So when I asked about that, I got it was about his 2 sons. So ironically, somehow, his son going to help him heal, even though he doesn't really have any. So having 2 sons is what's going to help him heal down the line. And there's like a 4th pentacle that's being built. He's working in team with his son. I'm not sure if there's going to be another kid involved, the lovers. He's going to learn how to be a man in time. Right now,
I think he's going to have another kid. I felt that way too. I think he's going to have another kid.
Eventually, he could be the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles is not just the guy who provides, but also who can nurture. Mm-hmm. Right now, he's acting like the King of Cups. The King of Cups is actually not a bad card, but I don't do reverse. So in reverse is somebody who's emotionally unavailable and not able to be there. So maybe his kids, especially the 2 sons, I don't see the daughter in here, will help him heal somehow in the long run. You would like to think that, because some people you just don't see ever growing. So I like to focus on the positive side.
Well, the positive thing is will happen, but I also get the fact that it's the 8 of Wands in the reverse. So it's very slow moving. It's not no change that's about to happen in a year.
No, I got the Knight of Wands because Knight of Coins because it's slow movement, right? The Page of Cups is like somebody who's emotionally immature. But it is possible, I don't know.
Well, I expect him to change. Most people, most times, like they like to say that women mature more faster than men. But I do kind of feel like, a lot of times, like I have uncles that were players, right? Straight up players. I have an uncle. I'm not gonna pull out his teeth, but I'm just say straight up play it.
Yeah.
And there's more than one uncle. I have great uncles who were that. But sometimes it even took them to be like 80.
Mm-hmm. Really?
Right? Some of them, they were 80. Then all of a sudden it's different. Or like some of them, they had to get sick first. You know. And one of them,
like it took him that kind of illness.
yeah, or you got one that's sick and all and still act the same way. That's gonna be that way for life. Right. And can't nobody tell me no different because he is too stuck in his stubbornness. He don't want to. So I feel like it's always a chance to change, and you will change. Everybody will evolve, but also we got to start looking at, okay, while we changing this stuff and while we going through these things, we do have to look at the carnage that you're leaving behind. Now, you're going to end up changing eventually, but you've already caused emotional trauma somewhere along the way. And that's going to be a repeated cycle in a way, because you already know that. Like, you have kids now. Like, for instance, Jade and Alexis have 2 kids. Do you not think that they felt that emotional trauma when he left her and went with Krishan?
Yeah, right.
I mean, she tried to say everything is cool in public, but I'm pretty sure that's not what she really wanted. That's not how she really wanted things. So it's just like any, kid with their mom, they pick up on emotion. So now you done taught your daughter, even if she's an infant, you taught your daughter about abandonment. Because she's going to take that in. You taught your son in the way that it's okay to play with your mama's feelings. And they're going to get older, and this is sad because you don't want to believe that. But the fact is, it is proven that a lot of your trauma, you don't even remember what happened.
Right. I mean, most of it.
So I think that it's a cycle that, it takes time to break. But, as you're breaking it, after you break that cycle, you need to go back and do therapy, not with just you, but your children. Like, even with Krishan Rock, she's crying online with her baby and her, like, the everything online with her and her baby, that is traumatic.
In some filter culture, they believe when you carry the baby pick up. When they're born, yes, the baby pick up. So all that crying or fighting she did while the baby was in the belly, they're going to create some program. Because some of the programming had to do with when the time you were conceived and also what you were doing while you're carrying, both mother and father. But you know what I really found interesting? I'm like, well, how come his baby girl wouldn't be the one to soften his heart? It was the 2 boys that would soften his heart because of that trauma he had with women. Even though he would not treat the girl bad, the daughter, she's still adorable, cute. But it's just something about the son that's going to help clear. Because right now he had the bondage.
But you know whose son it is?
What?
You going to be, because I looked at, remember, because you looked at my last read, and I was like, yeah. Well, Jade and Alexis accept his son. You know what I did get? Oh. And that was very peculiar, right? Because I have never, ever gotten that like that. So I got the Knight of Wands first. Then I got the King of Wands. Then I got the Queen of Wands.
Oh, yes. I remember that. Yeah.
So I'm like, it's Krishan kid that's about to soften some stuff. But why is he so strongly connected with him, even though he denies him online and he's with the other kids right now? But there's going to be a strong, maybe he will be more like him. You know what I mean?
Well, I think right now there's so much drama, and he's doing so much clout chasing and clout. Like he's really going with the momentum. He knows how to utilize like what gets the attention. Especially with Krishan. Why call it Krishan? You know what I meant.
Croissant. Croissant.
I think even though he's emotionally immature at time, I do feel for his kid, whether he could be there for them 100% or mature about it. That's not any different than anybody who had kids when they're young or in their 20s or 30s. You see people in their 40s acting, not the most mature around their kids. I thought the three of wands. So there's going to be other opportunity with the Queen of Pentacles. So there's another woman involved. I'm wondering if that's what we're talking about. Croissant Rock.
Well,
The
she is the
business is
Queen
not
of
finished.
Pentacles right
The
now. So
business is
that
not
money.
quite finished with the devil. There's a bond between
No.
them. The drama, right?
And oh yeah, I meant to tell you, because Krishana said that she still wants the Boink
Right.
Blueface, and she wants another baby by Blueface.
So what would the three of wands mean then?
Expansion, a new
What was
opportunity, third party situations too. Because it's three wands and it's passion and it's creativity, actions. You know.
You know what?
But,
Have you ever, like in the past, and we all could talk, been connected with somebody and you just can't get rid of it? Like I remember I liked this guy. He would talk that type. I wasn't dating him or anything, but you ever have a crush, like a crush on a coworker? And I remember even after a year of not seeing him, I still had a feeling with him. Because, people come and go. Sometimes soulmate, whether it's for 2 days or, they're that connection. We have to work an energy out. So I'm feeling that with them. And I get the baby boy is gonna do something like something major with that. He does have the possibility to evolve because some people never will. Like one of you said, you have certain player uncles. Some just never gonna change. I could see in myself how there are things I wanted to change, and I still can't, even with all the spiritual work and all that. And they say that a lot of it has to do with you have to accept yourself and really get humbled and ask for the divine.
you know what the real problem is?
What?
You don't love yourself. That's what happens. Like a
That's
lot of
true.
times it's hard to admit, but I had to tell myself that sometimes. You gotta really question how much do you love yourself about certain things, right? Because even when it comes down to like relationships, like I've been in very toxic relationships, and I can blame him, but then after the fact, after self evaluation,
It
I
takes
feel
two
like
to tango. It takes two to tango. Why are we still dealing with it, right?
yeah,
Like
like after a
David, let's
while,
ask,
like I felt like crap because I let myself go through that, and I thought to myself, well, dang, Dazzle, you didn't love yourself that much.
but it's easier to say I don't love myself. I just want to change. Sometimes we can't change that programming.
Yeah, like because that's just like if you have an addiction, and for instance, say
I
for
think
instance,
that's where,
doctors, right? You can
right?
be a doctor. I know doctors who still smoke cigarettes.
You have what?
I know doctors who still smoke cigarettes.
Yeah, it's like me with eating. I know eating sugar and stuff is not good, but that's my addiction. I'm working to overcome. I'm doing things right now to work on it. So
But
via
what? Hold on. Vibe AD said something good. She said sometimes it's because you want to change that person. But then I have to ask myself, if I want to change them and they don't want to change them, then who has the real problem?
right, because some people are accepting. Like I've seen some relationship where they're like, "Yeah, I see my husband once a week." They accept it. They work it out. Like, or maybe they're a good couple. Nothing about the cheating or anything, but after a while, you become to this level of unconditional love, and you just accept it. I get Jaden kind of like that, right? I'm gonna pick some cards, but I don't want to really go into her energy. But I'm wondering if she. I just want to know about Jane and consciousness when it comes to would she be okay if Blueface consciousness actually changed? Because sometimes the person gets healthier and you can't handle that change. It's like a weird thing because she came from a background where she didn't have her father. So you would think logically she would love that. Like
She didn't have a father?
I think something like that. She didn't have her father
Well, that's
around.
why she got
And the thing
problems
she
with her.
really into,
That's why she got daddy issues. So
probably.
that makes sense. She got daddy issues. He got mommy issues.
Yeah. So what happened? I'm gonna, because I don't want to focus on the nitty, even though I do want to know. I have that side that like to know the nitty gritty. I want to know if Blueface actually shifted and he became like the faithful guy. Most of us would think, of course, she loved that, but how would she really feel about that? So that I don't mind asking, because when you
If
have
he
a
really
program,
gave, okay, so if he actually shifted and became this guy, how would she
like
feel?
he suddenly actually was what she wanted, could she handle that with that programming that she had?
Yes, she would.
She what?
She would. She'd like it.
She would like it. Okay, good.
It
Because
would be
sometimes,
something new. It'll be a new step. It'll be something injustice. She'd feel like she's finally getting what she wants and she's finally embarking on this new journey. Yes.
that's good. Because have you ever, like, when you're done reading, where somebody actually got what they wanted, but they somehow sabotage it because their programming can handle it?
Yeah, but see, I think that that's what she really, really wants. That's why in my last reading I said, well, to me, I feel like it, because I feel like she's coming from a place of emotion and what she really wants. He's being more strategic.
Hmm.
So if I'm marrying you, say for instance, you have some people that take their vows seriously, right? If I tell you I'm with you and I'm not going to cheat on you and I want to love you from sickness and health, some people really live by that vow. And the one person will live by it and the other person does not take it as literal and as seriously. So that becomes a shift. You see what I'm saying? So if he was to go through with it, it will be a situation where he thinks more loosely about the situation and she thinks more like she's honoring the situation. So she would love that and she would want that, but he's not there yet, which means that is either a very long engagement, B, you get married and then you find out he didn't change, or C, y'all not going to get married.
You mentioned that you felt like she was going to get betrayed, right? With the Ten of Swords.
Yeah, I feel like she is. But I don't want her to because I kind of basically I don't want her to because I kind of just feel like, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to that, if I am really being honest, I feel like she did dedicate a lot of her time to him.
Of course, yeah.
So, with that being said, you can't get time back. The fact that giving birth is like knocking on death's door. You did that twice for him. You changed your body to look better because you felt like you had to, and I don't know that for a fact, but that's what it feels to compete like with BBLs and stuff.
I mean, you know what came to mind?
Uh-huh.
If Blueface was watching this, I'd be like, Blueface, did you see what she said? She said that Jaden would accept it. You know how many people, like, you would, a guy or a girl would change their way?
But that's the problem.
And they would make sure to make them know that, oh, all the time you did shit on me and yada da da da. They wouldn't be able to move forward.
But that's the
He would
problem. He
be able.
knows that she will accept it. That's the problem. Both of these girls accepts what he does. They go online and be like, I don't like this and I don't like that. You do like it because you. I feel like this. If everybody is okay with how you act, will you change? You won't. That's why you have to have. That's why, and I'm learning this, and I learned it to be true. Is that you can't accept stuff if you're not comfortable with something. Have your boundaries because it only hurts you in the end. And then not only that, a lot of times, you know, when you're accepting of certain things and they do it, they don't realize how much it's hurting you because they say, well, oh, she's going to be there. She's okay with it. So for him, it's, oh, she's going to be there. She's okay with it. Let me run over her. She'll be all right. I'll come back if I want to, but I'll eventually come back.
So what you're saying is because she had been accepting of it, that's why he can be slow and evolving. Like she really had to do something serious For
Yeah.
him. Okay, I get it. Okay.
Because
Makes
to be
sense.
honest with you, like that's even, in a marriage, right? You think that they already know how to treat you, but in a long term marriage, after 7 years and stuff, they have to learn how to treat you for real, because you're with them like this. You see what I'm saying? So they have to respect your boundaries and you have to respect theirs. And even though I say and whole time you have to respect your own boundaries too. Because if I'm like, yeah, I want a threesome and this, that, and the third, and I want someone in my relationship, and then you turn around and that actually happens and you're uncomfortable, who did you betray? Him or yourself?
Yeah, I wonder sometimes like when women accept that three-way thing, and then it's only because they want to keep that guy, not because they are open to that.
You got some women who are bisexual. You do.
Yeah, yeah.
You do have some women who like that. But then you have other women who would be like, well, yeah, that I did, and then when that happened, they're like, no, But she accepted that too. And my thing is this: if you're accepting all these things from this man, hell, you're working at a restaurant and not getting paid for it. You're supposed to be managing the restaurant. At the end of the day, this is something, when people got money, and they want their significant other to get put on into work, you're going to at least try to make sure they get paid too. You know what I'm saying? Like, why do you have to work for free? You got my kid. You should have, even if I do give you money, you should still get money from that business too.
Sometimes you could be like the most toughest girl and do all this. Like, I don't let him, I'll fight him.
No, because
But
people
they're
are
actually a doormat. They're actually a doormat when push
a
comes
lot
to
of people
shove.
are doormats. Like, because when
Yeah.
you really like somebody, like you really want to do everything for them. You want them to be okay. You want to show your love. And a lot of women, they try to say they so hard and they don't want to be submissive. But if you get the right man that does everything for you the way that you want it to be done, you will naturally be submissive because you feel like they're worth being submissive to. But when you're giving this to somebody and they're not respecting your boundaries and stuff, like that's when it becomes an issue because then that person don't know that they're not respecting your boundaries and you're accepting it. So after a while, when you start saying something, now the question is, I've been doing it this whole time. What you mad at now?
Well,
Why are you mad now?
I have a question for you,
Mm-hmm.
and also for the people vibe with ad. And if Jaden Alexis, right? She finally put her boundary down. I'm talking about like you can't, because she's been accepting of it, even though she doesn't like it. She had, right? But if she woke up one day and said, "Okay, this is it," and she left, would Blueface actually change? Only like she left him, not taking him back, and all that.
Okay, well, I'm gonna ask that, but also I do want to add this. Why do you think he proposed to her?
What?
Why do you think he proposed to her?
Well, you're saying he would manipulate him.
But what I'm saying is, if she had her guards up and you're proposing and doing all these things to show that you're a good person and you have changed, that means at some point she was like, I don't know. You
Yeah,
see what I'm saying?
right. Because he was always
So
talking about, I'm
my
not
thing
going to
is,
marry.
he's trying to prove something because she's like, I might leave you for real. So now my thing is,
That's the point.
so this might be his last chance, to be honest. Let's see. Will it be an eye opener for him? 1, 2, 3. Okay, you have this wish fulfillment. Prayers answered. The Queen of Swords. Well, obviously it would be his karma, but for him, here's what I would say. Because Spirit is still saying night. The thing is, for me, when I see men, okay, I think of them as mature if they're a king. If they're a knight or a page, they still have growing to do.
Right. Yeah.
So when I look at this, I feel like Jaden is getting what she wants, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay. But at some point in time, you have the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords could be a single mother, but it's someone with wisdom because they've been through things at the end of it. And you know what? They go with truth, full logic. They go with the truth. And they will cut something off. They're not into that anymore. I think out of anything, Jaden would mature, like you said, and Queen of Swords will put their foot down.
Okay.
Okay? I do think with the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, it would be his karma, but because he keeps repeating cycles. And will it be a bad thing for him? Of course, he's not going to like it. But then you have the Knight of Swords. This is swift communication. To me, it's not a king. A king of swords thinks before he does for me. Right? That's the biggest thing. The king of swords is like a chess player. The Knight of Swords is just jumping in and saying whatever I need to say to make you stop.
You know, you're helping me with the tarot card. Could you set the good tarot card reader? So when I watch
Mm-hmm.
you, I I do it, but because you actually are proactive and you do that for a living and all that, it makes sense what you said. Because if Jaden really stood her ground and said, "You have to be faithful, 100%. Just because we're married, I'm not tolerating." He would still be indecisive with the two of swords because, as you said, he's still in that page energy. He's not that king. And a page of pentacles, somebody who's a slow learner. He's too much in his trauma, his addictive nature,
Mm-hmm.
in the devil. Um, so that's where he is at now. But could he learn and move forward?
I think he could.
He could, but it's gonna take a lot of working through the childhood issue.
But let
Because
me
right
see about
now
Nature Spirit Oracle. Let me see what
he,
Nature Spirit Oracle says.
he has so many like programming, with the Eight of Swords that he's not
Mm-hmm.
even aware of that holding him back. He
Hey,
really got
Golden
to listen.
Goddess. He proposed to her now before he goes broke to secure his bag. That could be it. That's manipulative. With
So
that,
now we're going to the nitty gritty.
you know. But let me ask Nature Spirit Oracle about his evolution as a soul, as a
I do get
spirit.
that he
Will
had
he evolve?
he had been
What's
with
this
her. I do
Nature
that he
Spirit
loves her,
Oracle
but
have
you
to
could be
say?
immature and love somebody. You know what I mean?
The smudging ceremony. Okay. Well, he does have a little toxic stuff. He got some baggage on him, like it's just like I said about Megan Thee Stallion at one point in the comment section. It's kind of like you know how you've been outside all day and you've been playing real hard doing you, and you come in the house and your mom be like, and your mom says you smell like outside, and you got to take a shower. Right now he smells like outside, right? So let's see what this says. Okay. He got to get some of that dirt off of that trauma. So smudging ceremony is pretty much let go of the past, purify, detox, release whatever doesn't serve or support you in your life. Cleanse your body and environment by doing space clearing and clutter clearing. Let go of the old, discarded and unused to make way for new energy and new beginnings. Eat lightly, drink lots of fresh water, and consume food with strong life force. So really what it's saying is, if you have you even noticed when he was with Krishan, and that just came up in my head because my client, I told you I had a client before this, right? And I was just so happened to be telling her I was going to go live with you. So she was like, if you notice, Blueface looked dirty with Krishan. When he went over to Jade and Alexis, his face started clearing up. Like he was taking a shower. But I just feel like with him, he does have to detoxify his life. He does have to cleanse his life. Even if he got to talk to somebody, he does have to do those things, and that's how they'll work. Make space, do some spring
But you
cleaning.
know what? It doesn't matter who you are. You are what kind of environment. Because Cassandra is very wild. She's in that phase. Not to judge her. She's just in that wild phase. And so they both were looking interesting, as you said, dirty and all that. So we have one of your followers. I think Jaden done her last betrayal with him, and she's
Yeah.
about ready to leave with the 2 kids. I bet he wants to get her pregnant to secure her down. He knows Jaden done her last of that. Jaden said on the Jason Lee, she's like she doesn't want to have another kid right now because she want to focus on her career. Maybe she knows that she has to make money for herself. The one thing I would like to see her is she keeps saying like Blueface is a little ghetto, but if you look at her song, it's pretty downright. She could clean it up a little bit. You could still talk about the sexuality of thing, but it's like that's the only thing I would request of her. She could just clean it up a little bit, get more creative with her lyrics without going the obvious like.
But you know who's writing the lyrics for it, right?
Well, she was writing it, right? And then he took.
No, he is writing them.
He is writing them. She gave him the idea, though. No.
I don't know because this isn't what Jayden always wanted to sing.
So you think
Or
like
to
going
rap?
forward, she's gonna be like, I don't want those kind of lyrics. Blueface wrote it. God it said.
I don't know because it's not about. I don't think it's about what she wants. It's about what's going to bring in some money.
Yeah, you do get that impression. Like it usually, she's pretty good with going what he wants with that kind of thing.
To me personally, I just kind of feel like, you know, with her, do I think that being a rapper is her life path? No. She didn't even know the lyrics like that. So I don't think being a rapper is her life.
Yeah, but you know what? The original rap music, and I'm not even like a big hip hop or rap person. Their lyrics is more poetic. It had more content to it.
Yeah, now we got like popcorn music, right?
Yeah, so they could go back to that. Like just because it's like that now, it's nothing wrong with the sexuality of thing, but they could clean it up. I mean, I'm hoping.
You know what though? This is so funny because I was just playing with this deck, right? Because I was going to do some like past life cards, like oracle cards or whatever.
Oh.
But we were just talking about rap music. We was talking about how the original rap music, you know, their lyrics was better than now is this. That's because they took vows. They took basically it's about what they I wouldn't know. It's
rap
what they've been signing up
sexual
for.
too. After a while,
Vows is like what you sign up to, what you promise to do. So I think that the problem is they have rap itself has, I don't know if they verbally did it or if it was implied that you have to talk about this or you have to talk about that. It has to be about this. It has to be about that.
Is that just the end thing now?
Yeah, okay. But have you heard this song? When she was like, my PUSSY pink and my booty hole brown.
I know.
I should make you listen to Sexy Red. You talk about dirty lyrics. That's what these kids is listening to. She talk about going to Pound Town. Girl, but look. I just kind of feel like he's going to evolve, but it's going to take a minute. But I feel like it has to be a situation where people.
Yeah.
I just feel like it has to be a situation where people stop, you know, accepting certain stuff. If reality start kicking in and then people stop accepting certain stuff, you know, I think he would be forced to. He would have to be forced to reevaluate. And it's no different from Jayden or Krishan. Because with Krishan, all she got to do is scream, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. And you got a lot of Christians that'll be like, oh, she didn't do anything. It's not her fault. She's anointed. And you're like, what? Like, y'all not going to hold her accountable at all. Like, because all she got to do is scream, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. You know?
Vibe is asking you about the card. The 7 coin is what Dazzle said. It's going to be slow movement if he actually does evolve, because right now it's just like it's going back and forth, like
it's juggling
drama.
So,
there is a chance. The world card is like a new cycle, a new way of being, and also right now, on a consciousness level, we're heading into the Aquarian age. So people
Mhm.
consciousness is growing. So anything is possible. But like Dazzle said, she goes with what the reality is right in the moment. So she's talking from that, space.
Yeah, because I know, like, with the seven of coins, also, it's seeds that were planted over time that will grow. So to be honest, will he change? Yes, I'm pretty sure. You know how your spirit guides, they nudge you into, your ancestors and stuff. They may nudge you. They may, you might get a thought that, yeah, you really do want to go back to school, and they try to get you there, but you have to want to do it. So I think those seeds that has been planted as far as the seven of pentacles, that is his children, that is his longevity, that is a lot of things that's been planted within him to care about, is going to form, it's going to bear fruit, and he will change.
Well, you know what? You're right about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, here, let's go with Golden Goddess. Possibly with a whole different woman. And clearly, Jaden is the woman he's supposed to be with.
I don't think he's supposed to be with Jaden either, and the reason why is because I think it's a lesson for her too, because she comes up as the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords learns lessons. That's why she's the Queen of Swords.
Oh,
You don't get wisdom just by age, by maturing. No, you get wisdom because you've been through some stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a difference between being intelligent and wise. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like her cycle, she's learning and she's gaining that wisdom. Right? And I do feel like eventually, it's even she's doing it now, or she's going to feel that way. Eventually, she's going to be worried about Jayden and what Jayden likes to do, and being back in touch with Jayden, because that's what the Queen of Swords is about. It's not really about being in a relationship. It's about being not with someone else, but pretty much with yourself.
you know what, Goddess? I know you right now. It seems like he does use them, but we're going with something higher. That's why I invited Dazzle. Like
I mean,
he
yeah,
very
because
involved.
I meet you where you at and say, yeah, he a dog. He is using them. Exactly, he really is. But the bigger thing is that it's the cycle that is a lot of trauma within this cycle that they have to evolve from, and this bigger picture lessons to learn from this trauma. But people have to get there when they get there. They might not get there today. I mean, you may not see the mountaintop today.
Can
In
I
my
just put it out
lifetime.
there? Even though we know the reality and what the pattern is, sometimes you can learn that lesson with the same person. It would require some kind of shift. Especially now, we're talking planetary. We're entering into the Aquarian age, and humanity, even though it look like a mess right now, we could look on the news in every area, look like we're de-evolving. But with evolution and consciousness, there is a chance that always a chance that Blueface could learn from the people he had right now. But right now, looking at the cards, he's still like the knight. He's still the pages, so he's still immature.
Yeah,
But
and then
we're not giving him like, oh, you know how women do sometimes. Oh, he'll change. Sometimes they really never do.
no.
But he does have that possibility. There was a card of the queen of the high priestess, with somebody who's listening from within, and she just mentioned that a lot of people don't listen. They're not listening to their spirit guide. So he is very stubborn. So if he's not listening from within, it can make you grow slowly in life. I know, like
Yeah.
growing up in my 20s and 30s, being stubborn, maybe ignored. I can listen to my intuition, but do I listen to it? Right? Oh, Sapphire Love, how are you? Will Christian Rock also be signed to a record deal?
You know what? I think she could, but I also think she a liability, though, to be honest. But we're gonna ask that question. Will Christian Rock also be signed to a record deal? And I don't know. Will Christian Rock be also signed to a record deal? But she can't rap either. So, but see, then again, though, a lot of famous people can't rap, so you never know. The Three
I
of
see
Pentacles,
her.
she's working on it.
She got what?
It's the Three of Pentacles. She's working on it. She's collabing. She's working on it. There's an opportunity. So it's an opportunity. She could get signed to a record deal.
Yeah, but will it go through? I guess she's more of a personality with the Page of Wands. She's more of the personality. You know, like how she is on social media. There is an offer happening, but I'm not sure if that means she'll actually do it with the music. She said
Yeah.
that vibe that she actually signed with Zoot Network. But is she mature enough? Is she like professional? There's a difference. They're not going to want to mess with somebody
But I
who.
do think it's going to be, I mean, well, the King of Cups, that must be Lenny. Who's the guy that owns Zeus Networks? He's manipulative too. I mean, I wouldn't trust that.
I've known people who are talented and they were working for record companies, and record companies go by priority first. So this guy I knew created an album. It was great, and he had a great reputation. This is like 20 years ago, and they kept telling him, "Yeah, we're gonna like put your music out." Well, it turned out like he was like 3 years. They were gonna put him out like 3 years from now. So just because she's signed by the network for music doesn't mean
Okay,
anything.
so you know what Zeus Network is, right?
No.
Okay, so Zeus Network is like is a network that it's behind the paywall basically. So if you have like a Fire Stick or something like that, right? You know how I guess it's a streaming service. Like I want to say it the right way, but pretty much I got it on my Fire Stick. You
They're
can
all
pay
about
for like
drama.
$20 a month or something like that, right? And pretty much they stream different stuff like baddies, where all those girls be fighting, or like the sit down, or real chance at love, things like that. They do a lot of black owned content, right? So, and funny enough, they used to stream Christian content, but that wasn't selling, so they went over to the ratchet content, as far as fighting and this is da 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 da. They're all about the drama now, right? But she's signed to that network. But if they're all about drama and stuff like that, I guess they want to go over to music and stuff.
Well, right now
But
she's into Jesus, so that
I
could affect
feel like
it.
it's a little bit. I feel like, to me, I wouldn't really trust him with music. I wouldn't have signed to that. I probably would have signed to an actual label or something like that. Somebody that really is specializing in music. I mean, but I guess, but she got to be careful for that. That's an opportunity. That's a bag. But then again, though, with most labels don't want it, just conflict.
The 501 is competition, fighting, and all that. Um, I just see her more of a personality than anything, and maybe
Yeah,
she'll get
and see,
caught in great business behind the scene and not
but
even
see,
like.
we talking about evolving, and the problem is their careers don't allow them room to evolve, because that's what they're known for, and that's what they want to see.
And
If they really wanted to see their families and stuff like that really reconcile and go through like Iyanla Van Zant, then they would have shown that. But that's not what's really, like I told you, like they used to be I mean, look at the signs. They used to be a network that was all about Christian movies and stuff like that. They're not about that no more. So why would they want a Christian Rock to really go to therapy and to whatever with her family and stuff? No, they want to see their family fight.
But now that I know a little bit more, thank you because she knew. Dazzle knew. I didn't know who that network was about. She is going, even though she is messy, and just because she's into going to the church and all that, that's still good. She's young, she's doing her best. So I just see her more of a personality type. I even wonder if she is going to be like in a public eye in the long run. She may get smart and go a little bit behind the scene, but we'll see. I don't see that music. From what I'm getting from Dazzle, she's not really seeing it because that network, I guess. But anything is
Just want to get some
possible.
coins
We
though.
talk
I
about
think
the
she'll
energy
still be in
around
the
you.
public eye for a minute, but I feel like it's coin related, because at the end of the day, hold on, wait. I'm sorry. Let me get that right. I think she's going to lose money after a while, and her star is going to dwindle.
Blueface?
No, Krishan Rock.
Yeah, because after a while, you're going to get
Because
bored
the
of her.
back of this is this, the Five of Pentacles.
People
the
are
front of
really
this,
starting to get bored of her with the 4 cup.
yeah, don't nobody want to see trauma all day, every day.
It's like
I mean,
after
but
a
it's going
while.
to be some fun highlights and some fun memes, though. And some fun memories.
You see, like, look in the card vibe. Here it's like Krishan and Blueface and Jaden, right? After a while, there are going to be new things that come and get your attention. The cloud chase thing only worked for so long. You have to like do something to continue.
And I do want them to like just on the, I don't know if we ended on that, but just on the whatever note, what I do want them to do, because I know I would want to do that if I was in that position, is that, you know, hopefully they're doing that. You know, because Sean was talking about opening up a restaurant too.
Yeah,
But
I hope
start
so.
really investing that money so you can get that passive income, so you can get everything you need. Because, you know, that star power ain't going to last but for so long. So you need to. Me personally, I wouldn't have, unless it was for a reason, for a show, and then it paid itself off, and it was just an investment. She paid 100 and something K to rent out this big old house for a whole year, where you could have just bought a whole house.
I know, honestly, and then make an investment. You know,
property. You could buy land. Land is an investment. You want to keep your money going. And I'm like, well, you know, they want to say, well, she only got little girls, like, females around her that ain't thinking. Somebody thinking. She actually be talking to these business. You know, she talks to the head of Zeus and stuff. She talked to Natalie, even though she on the outs with her on the internet. Like, y'all have to, like, really think she does have people around to teach her how to invest. All these business people she got around, and she can't ask them about land and money and investment. Or
you know what
does she
I'm
can't
getting?
ask?
Her spirituality, you know how she's connecting with the Jesus thing again. She's gonna be able to listen to her intuition going forward. You can't listen to your intuition when you're like attached to the drama and you're immature, you're young, and you know you love this guy, and
I think that
right now she's
she
not
has
doing
some
money well.
baggage too. The first thing that came out when you was like, listen to your intuition was this. So she has baggage too. But what I'm really just saying, this is more so like, you know, I'm just hoping that with all the attention and all the hoopla, I just hope that there are good investments going on.
You right know, no, because I saw the 8th of coin, but she will wake up because she had that baby, and she's starting to see that this where she's at is not something stable. Like losing Blueface, believe it or not, was huge for her. Like she's getting that reality check, but you're still, you know, you're still in your 20s and you're just having fun. But she has so much going on, so many opportunities right now that a lot of them she's not taking the good opportunities. It's not had nothing to do with the music, it's something else. Like you were saying, like with that money she had, she losing no opportunity. With the 7th sword, it's like the money going away from her rather than knowing how to invest. That age, even if I wasn't like her personality, I wouldn't maybe not known how to invest.
Yeah, you probably won't, but I'm just saying, like, what's the use of being in a room full of entrepreneurs and this and that, and you're not gaining nothing from it? Nobody was like, this how
Wouldn't
you
it
do
be
that?
nice if some of the entrepreneur came up to her, be like, listen, we're gonna help you out.
Yeah, and I'm like, if you're not around those people, who are you around?
Right now, she's just around like young kids. You see her with
but
her
no,
friends.
But you gotta be around older people too. Like that. Like what I'm saying is that it's like you're getting gigs and you're getting contracts. You're getting this and you're getting that. It's not idiots.
Maybe some of those Jesus people. And what about her? Didn't she have like a godfather, godmother? But
what I'm saying is that you're not around childish people all day, because at some point somebody got to get you the contracts. Somebody has to get you the money.
Now I'm getting before no, because she wasn't doing all that. messy
Yeah,
stuff.
so I'm
That's why
like, I'm
Blueface
just
won't.
hoping that she pushes in that direction. Not just her, Jaden, his mom, him,
I'm even
anybody
hoping for
involved in this
Blueface too.
situation.
You know
I'm just
what?
hoping that the money that they get, they try to keep going with it.
She's really suffering now, Krishan, even though she doesn't show it. But she's overcoming her depression. Like this is like somebody who's depressed, or they're starting
The
new.
death card, that's a transformation, not transforming.
But I got intuitively for her, she's overcoming her depression. Cause all that stuff she went through, God, that had to be depressing. Being betrayed
Yeah.
by somebody you think you love, you know.
But wait, but here's another part that we got to be accountable for. And I don't know, but half the time we do have to realize that she knew that he was with somebody when he met her.
Yeah, but don't we have the
But listen to
denial
me though.
thing?
Listen to me. No. This is when we do stuff to ourselves,
Right, we
right?
think we're the one. We're the one.
We
They
do
don't.
this to ourselves. We walk around here, and mind you, I know this because look, I can't tell you all of what Dazzle have been through, but I can just tell you that I know some things. You know what I'm saying? I know some things. So the truth is, you done messed around with a man. You went on a show and started messing around with a man that you already know was in a relationship with another woman. You decide to compete with that woman, right? And so as soon as she gets pregnant and he gets tired of her, he go to you, and now you feel victorious to the point that you can talk mess about her and put her down. And then now he gets you pregnant, and now he's back over there with her, and they're putting you down. So really, at some point, it doesn't matter what it is. At some point, you have to. You're so depressed, but you have to realize that a lot of what you did was self-inflicted.
Right. We're not calling you. I don't think it's about calling you a dumbass, but it was so unconscious about her trauma.
Oh wow, that's AD. That's my boo. She said, "Who knows what he was telling her about the other woman?" I mean, but you kind of know. To me, I feel like this. It's just the same as, say, for instance, you start talking to someone too, right? And he lives with his baby mama, but they're not together, right? So he's talking all this mess about his baby mama that he lives with, but they're not together to you, right? And for some reason, you believe that he lives with her and they're not together and they're not doing anything.
No, she had.
It doesn't make
Listen,
sense.
a lot of the videos I've seen her with her and Blueface, she's intoxicated. Both of them are high. That's an immature,
Yeah.
level.
Yeah, because they have fun together. That's their fun. They get high, they get intoxicated. She hurts herself for attention. She would jump out of car. All types of stuff. They was hurting each other. That's why I told you he didn't look good. They didn't look healthy when they was with each other. They looked messed up. And they have fair skin. So all the sleepless nights were showing, all the bruises were showing, everything was showing on their face. Like Blueface skin was getting darker. You know what I'm saying? So both of them were toxic towards each other. But what I'm saying is the fact that we do have to, and I understand that, people make mistakes. You have to learn. You have to go through stuff. But I can't sit there. I can show empathy, but I can't show no sympathy. I can empathize, but I'm not feeling sorry for you. Because the truth is, you knew that girl was still messing with him while you was messing with him, and y'all was competing.
Yeah,
That's
that's
what
why.
you did to yourself.
Exactly. That's why the point of the video is not to be like, even though we're talking about the nitty gritty, like the gossip, it's really to be like, and it's not even like, I don't even want to blame it on them because we all done it in some way or another. Not maybe not necessarily like be the player and doing all this, but all the drama we do in our life. Why? Why it takes two to tango?
We
If
hurt
you have
ourselves.
somebody, why you because you're insecure, you have issues, you may be emotionally immature, and all that. I do believe we can evolve, but sometimes it takes a while So, but
Yeah,
thank
I
you
mean,
for sharing. Thank you for like.
mhm.
I just I DM'd her on
Mhm.
Instagram. I'm like, do you want to do on this topic? But I want to do from this topic. She actually said, tell me your original title. Because her original title with a little more like this kind of thing. What was the original title for the video we recently did on
I was
Blueface?
gonna no, like when we was going live, I didn't know if you wanted us to have the same exact title, so I had changed it to I had Blueface Trauma Life Cycle and Spiritual Awakening.
And you changed it to?
Mm-hmm.
What do you change it to?
Which is
You,
that?
what did you change it into?
The exact same thing that you had. But I just put your name instead of my name.
Yeah, you had it like, um, oh, okay. Now I'm going to say like your original title was like Blueface and Jane and Alexis engagement.
No. You talking about a previous video. I'm
Right.
talking about this video.
Yeah. Okay.
No. Yeah, I had like Blueface and Alexis, I think, get engaged or
I
something like that.
misunderstood you. That great title. That's exciting. I thought you were talking about the original video, the
Oh
one that she
no.
did.
But
She
see, to
had
be
it like
honest
that.
with you, like Blueface is being a vampire. He is using her.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And he is
But
lying to her.
you're telling it like it is. That's why I wanted to see like a different spin.
Yeah. But the difference spin is that everybody is going to evolve eventually. Yeah.
Sometimes
I
maybe
mean,
not. They have how many
yeah.
lifetimes and they do the same crap
I
over and
mean,
over.
but to learn a lesson in this lifetime, I do think that money helps with a lot of delusion. Maybe if like I don't know if I was talking to you. No, I was telling my client that, and my client was like, the first thing my client said was he's going to have to hit rock bottom first for that to happen, because he needs to be humble. Yeah, I said, yeah, that's what I was saying. He had to pay all that money too. And they don't have no money like that. His house was up for foreclosure almost before. And then she's renting. And then Jade and Alexis, it's a lot. A lot of they don't really have the money that they say they do.
Hi, Sapphire Love. She wants to know Jaden will be successful in her
You
music.
want to do that one? Because I know I got to get on, because I know it's getting a little late. And I do. And yeah.
I don't really do questions like that, but well, let me see what the card says. I mean, I get that she's gonna be smart about how she deals with this. Even with like when Blueface like, oh, we're gonna have another child. She said, because she's the one who's taking care of the kids all the time. She knows the difference. Where Kristan didn't really understand how much it is to take care of the kids. So she wants to get her music going. So even though she still have a tendency not giving it too much to Blueface, and she should learn, like as Dazzle say, like to get money from what she's putting her effort into. I do feel like she's getting more wiser about that. So she's really focused on her music. My hope is that she changed the lyrics a little bit better for herself. Um, so with her music, gonna right now, she even though she's acting like she's strong, she really gonna have to get really thick skin to be in that music business. Even though she's act tough and she fights and all that, you can't be fighting everything. You have to have a certain maturity to be in the music business. Because she had a lot of competition.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Especially her music. It's not really anything original. Even though they say her song is good, what's original about her
But
music?
also with that conflict, that's because honestly, it's a lot of Jaden haters and Krishan Rock fans. So it's a lot of conflict with that. And they do bully her. So she feels like she has to take up for herself a lot. And she tried to put in her music, like they call her Stewie, right? Because they said her head looked like Stewie.
I mean, it's one thing to deal with a few
So,
haters in your life and be strong for that. But when you're dealing on, can you imagine being like on media everywhere and having people call you Suey and all that? Like, she's gonna have to develop,
yeah,
you
and I
know.
don't think, but not only is she not ready for that, I don't think she has to take that.
So, what do you think she? I'm feeling somehow she's gonna find a way to make money. She
Yeah,
is.
of course. I think that she's gonna
And
find a
she
way to
might
make
actually know
money.
how to invest in it, unlike Kristan. I keep calling her Kristan, Christian. She'll eventually, I feel like she'll get smart about it. But right off the bat, I'm getting Jane and gonna know how to invest. If
Yeah.
she had to work around with Blueface though, that's what I'm getting. Like
Mhm.
she knows how he is, and she had to work around him with that.
Mhm.
I don't know if it's gonna be in. I mean, maybe a few music. She actually had the opportunity to um do a few songs, but I don't think she's
Yeah.
gonna want to do it for the long run. That's what I'm getting. What are you getting?
I didn't even follow her. I was asking you.
I don't think she. I think after a while she's not gonna even like it. Because unless you're in the business, you don't really understand how it is. I
Mhm.
mean, we've seen that with I mean, the total different comparison, but with well, what's her name? Megan Stallion. Like we know she liked the attention, she talented and all that, but dealing with all that BS she's been dealing with, making her not like being in the
That's the
business.
sad part, though. It'll make you all the cyberbullying and all that other stuff makes you not like the sport. It makes you not like the industry. It makes you not want to do it.
Of course. I mean, I don't. You got to be like a saint or like really, really
No,
mature
what you
to
got to
go
do
about
is
that.
never post anything on. Matter of fact, let someone respond. Let a handler. I don't know, whoever else run your social media. Do not look on social media whatsoever, and only mess with people that you can make sign NDAs or do not speak on you at all. That's what you got to do at
You know
this
what I'm
point.
getting with these people? If you know how to get your money right, the ice guy, ice baby. His name is Van Winkle or something, and he
Mm-hmm.
made that one hit. That beginning dun 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 dun.
Yeah, he
dun.
stole that song.
It was a sample, right, from the
Mm-hmm.
Queen song and David Bowie. I forget the name of the song, but he bought it for $4 million because he was getting sued by them. So he figured, I'm going to buy the publishing right. $4 million back then was a lot. He said it was the best thing because he gets money, passive income ever since then. And he lived a good life just from that one song. So Jaden played right. I don't know if she's going to be as successful at what name, but she might be like that. She might figure it out. And I think Kristan haven't figured that out yet, but she will. I see her doing a few more songs, but I don't know if she liked it for the long run. What do you feel? I'm curious because she's actually a card reader, Dazzle.
I wasn't even reading anything. I was actually because I thought that because I gotta use the restroom. I really do. That's why I was like, that's why I've been sitting here. But give me a second, then. I'm sorry, y'all, because I couldn't really hold it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Sylvia. Give me a.
That's hilarious, right? So nice to meet you all that showed up today. Sapphire Love, Vibe with Ad. These are Dazzle followers. God and Golden Goddess. Who else showed up? So thank you for. Are any of you into cards or are you intuitive? Or you just like to hear other people do it? What to start tapping into your intuition. If even if you don't do tarot or oracle cards, listen to your own intuition. So, and that's what my channel is about, colorful foresight. I'll do like a topic, a theme, but I would interact and I'll be like, what you think, because anybody can be intuitive. Some people have to work at it or they're a little more gifted, like somebody like Dazzle, but everybody has intuition. Sapphire Love. Awesome. So Sapphire, thank you for answering my question with Jaden. So what is your interpretation? What did you get in regard Jaden to set the music. You could, by the way, you could totally disagree with me. Whatever I said. I'm just curious. What did you get? What card did you get? I know I got to meet you too, Vibe. I've seen you on connecting with Dazzle. Like I've seen you. Very intuitive. So intuition, I want everybody has it. You know, to rely on other people, that gotta go. And I'm still learning every day, all the time. But some
Okay,
people
girl, my
don't.
bad. Like, girl, I had look.
Did you know that your person, Sapphire Love, she knows how to do tarot and oracle? She didn't take out her card. That's okay.
Oh, but see, whole time, here's the thing though, and this is all topic, but just a little thing about what I had wanted to do on my channel though is that
Okay.
like I want to do like open panels and stuff, and
Yeah.
I've been in many sectors of YouTube. I'm a connoisseur, so I kind of picked up some things they would do, like they would have mods, and then they would have like a group chat. And within the group chat, you can do a lot of different things. And I was thinking, well, I can have a mod group chat, and I can also do a subscriber group chat. When people just come in the group chat. And I was thinking about like teaching tarot there, and then like I can do it on my lives as well, and then we can do like tarot battles and little cute stuff like that. Just have fun.
No, that's a great way of learning. I was thinking of doing like, could I do that on my channel where I have other people read with me? I think that would be great. I would join it. So do something. Go ahead. I'm waiting for you.
Yeah, because whole time, like, one big thing, like, people don't know is that I didn't have nobody teach me. I had to learn on my own. So it's like
a lot of work, guys. A lot of work.
So it's like my friends, like, I got on their nerves because I used to want to read for them all the time. Because I started reading for my father, then it went to my friends, and they used to be like, "I don't want to know. Stop!" But it was a way of practicing, and I used to keep and I still do. I got like a deck of cards everywhere in my house and in my car, and when I used to ride the bus and the train, I used to have it in my purse.
Wow.
So I would literally learn, and then you actually learn by that's why like I said, this is on topic, but that's why it's good to watch other readers, because you see how they pretty much like take in that card, because the card has a meaning, but also based on the illustration, and it's they describe it a certain way. You know what I'm saying? So it means a lot.
I learned
like when they do it.
I do. I learned when I watch you, of course.
Oh wow! So, that's why like a lot of people, she said all the time. That's one of my good jujus. Vibe with AD. But that's why when most of the time we're tarot readers, you have subscribers that be like, "Oh, you watch other readers and you try to da da da," or even down to like when readers come to my channel. I've had readers come to my channel, and I had to tell a reader before, like, it's okay to come to my channel. Readers should connect with other readers, because that's how you learn. It's just like being a nurse.
There's the respect, and how are you gonna learn? Like
I'll give you an example. It's just like being a nurse, right? That's how I consider tarot. I think I told you that before. Like when you do your clinicals as a nurse, you're learning from other nurses, and you're not just learning textbook. You're learning the actual hands-on. So things hands-on is different from textbook. Because I can tell you what this card means. I mean, what? The Three of Swords, betrayal, distance, heartbreak, separation. But then whole time, the hands-on experience and just the picking up the illustration of the card and the meaning of it, and then putting it into a situation, that hands-on experience helps you be like, that makes sense. Because you see what I'm saying? Like, so when you see it from other people, you got your hands-on experience. You already know what the definition of it means. It all forms together, right? Because honestly, it may say 3 words, but to be honest, it might mean a lot of stuff. Like the Three of Swords does not always mean a third party. It could really mean a separation or distance.
It could be anything, honestly.
Yeah, so that's why. Oh, like, and it's good to see how people interpret it. So,
and also about the combination of the card and then your intuition. Sometimes I just look at the picture and I'll hear something.
Like a good example, right? Because you can go by textbook, right? But say like for instance, I used to like watching a reader, right? And they asked about something about if aliens were ever going to. They was talking about something. Shoot, I don't know if it was talking about a ping, but remember I did one for Oracle, and I showed you what I got for that, right? But a long time ago, when I first started reading, I forgot. I don't know who the hell it was. Excuse my language. I forgot that person, but it was a guy, right? And they did a video, and they was talking about like contact, and you got the Three of Swords, and you had the star.
Three of Swords and the sun.
The star. So that's distance, and then there's a star.
Oh, the star. Okay.
But you see what I'm saying? And the way he interpreted is that he started talking about, yes, it's a distance, but then there's something there. So it depends on how you interpret it.
Yeah.
Like, you see what I'm saying? So I feel like at the end of the day,
like 80% of it's your intuition reading along with the card.
Yeah, and like I kind of tell, I feel like that. That's why I feel like when you first start learning tarot, you should get cards with a lot of pictures on it, like this, like a lot of people, people doing stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't get abstract cards first. Abstract art, like, it isn't really literal. It's more fluid in the way, but if you're just learning, like, it's better to get like cards with a lot of people doing stuff, so you kind of feel what they're doing and what it means and things like that. But
I know you mean, because like some oracle cards is just like, it could be a color or box with 2, 3. You really gotta like stress your imagination and connect with. I usually go. What helped me is like, if I'm doing a theme, then I know it's related to the theme. That's why I don't do reading for others. So the fact that you do reading for others, you have a skill, a certain skill. You
gotta get out here in the field on the front line.
We'll find out.
Man, just run up in there. Just run up to the front line and just jump off the front porch. Start swinging, girl. You'll get it.
Yeah, but let me tell you something. I'll meet some people that get it right away. Then, like, so some people first of all, you're always learning. So there's no like getting there, right? It's a journey. But some people, I'm so impressed. They will get it within 6 months to a year. So I don't know if their soul purpose or their brain, they just get it. And some of us are a little slower to learn.
You know what's the real cheat though?
What?
Okay, so me, I didn't have. See, this is what I'm jealous of. Most of these tarot readers now, they be comfortable and get the cards with the description on the card, the tarot card. When it's upright is this, and then when it's in reverse is this. And it's so literal. If you ever actually like hear them do the reading, it's really literal and not more fluid. But with me, I have to say, the way I learned, I had to do this. I had to know every one of these cards. And what I used to do is I used to go ahead and shuffle my deck and, based on remembrance, right? So I'll be like the Three of Cups celebration, the Knight of Pentacles slow and steady. The first thing that comes to my head, Knight of Cups offer. You see what I'm saying? But with these people, they have the freaking the description of the shit other stuff on there.
And you don't want to hear
that's
them.
Not even fair. So they're not really learning. They don't know about heart. So you may think that they're getting it and they're not. They're just being really literal. Like I fell out. Okay, I used to call a hotline. Mind you, I used to work for a hotline too, the same hotline. But before I worked there, I called and there was this female, right? And she was like, I don't know, you're very gifted. What do you do? What do you do? And I was like, well, I'm a tarot reader. Oh, then she got really interested and she wanted to connect to me, right? But I was cool with that. But then because she lived locally too. But then she started acting a little off, right? And she was like, oh, I want you to do, like, she had me on three-way with some guy, and she's like, oh, I want you to do a reading for him. I'm like, huh? What? And then, I kind of, like, avoided it a little bit, because I'm like, first of all, no. Right? But then she's like, oh, but can you do a reading for me? And when I did a reading for her, like, I didn't like that reading, because it made me feel like she wasn't right. And so then she got mad at me. And then she said, well, you're not going to be able to have kids. And da-da-da-da-da. I said, so here's what I basically told her. I lied to her. I said, well, I'm pregnant right now. And she was like, well, this card means in the reverse that this is going to happen. So you're going to lose your baby. Because she actually had cards that literally said the meaning from upright and below. And I'm like, first of all, you're not picking up on no intuition. You're just reading what the fucking card means. And then because you're reading what the card means, you're sitting there trying to, what is that?
I think that's responsibility when reading all this stuff. Why?
So I'm like, well, how the hell did you pass the screening? But then I thought about it. That's how she passed the screening, because you're not really picking up on intuition, because on the screening, when they screen you, they want to know, do you understand what the card means? Right?
And then how to pass,
and how to execute it. So what it is that you got a cheat sheet. I mean, not a cheat sheet, a cheat sheet, like Quizlet. So it's just like when I was in nursing school, you thought all those girls was passing because they was studying. No, they was on Quizlet.
Okay.
So basically, what I'm saying is this. I done went on a rant. But what I'm saying is this. A lot of people, can read, but a lot of people need to really, like, tap in and stuff. Why did I laugh so hard? Because I was on my rant just now.
That's why I just have fun with my cards. I don't really read for others, because that's a responsibility. Like, somebody could have literally took that to heart, what that woman said to her about not having
but she took what I told her to heart.
But I'm saying, like,
you know why? Because she told me that lie, but then I told her the truth. And I thought she hated me. But
and also, you know what?
But that's how you abuse tarot, though. Honestly, he was abusing it. But you got a lot of those too. But as a reader, you're not supposed to abuse it or nothing like that. Not in that way. But
can you imagine what the that's why I had you to come on to talk about Blueface, because I'm talking about consciousness. I'm talking something positive. So if I'm not, like, necessarily on target, I'm not saying I'm not. I'm still talking the best case scenario for them, even if we're talking a little bit with the juicy juice and drama. But the people who are talking carelessly, doing videos on celebrities or anything like that, not knowing or just want to tell what people want to hear, they're creating a lot of, like, karma for themselves.
Well, to be honest with you, a lot of times in the tarot community now, it's like they do fan stuff. So a lot of times it's something like celebrity gossip. Like, I'll give you an example. Like, if I start talking very positive about Nicki Minaj and say I'm a barb, I will get a lot of views and a lot of subscribers. So just like that, as in a celebrity blogger, if I do that as a tarot reader, everybody's gonna like me. Everybody. No, I'm talking. If I sit there, no, that's what I'm telling you about reading, right? Yeah. But also, when you tell the truth, And you say, yeah, she married the R word.
Can you imagine doing that to Beyonce with the bees? Oh my God, they would attack you.
Yeah, but when you start telling the truth and be like, yes, she married the R word. And yes, she does have an affinity to be around people who do stuff like that. Then all of a sudden, you're bad.
But you're a good reader. There's a lot of people who are not good readers and they're making up stuff.
Oh yeah, they hate good readers. They love they hate a lot of good readers, but they love readers who side with whatever they're thinking. Right. So really, like for instance, like I'll give you a good example. They were mad. Like I got a lot of backlash because I told them at the end of the day about Krishan and her family. If they were playing house with each other as kids, guess whose fault it is? The parents' fault. Yeah. You can't call her sister the pedo word if they are both minors playing house. That is a problem that the parents need to figure out. Okay, but then I'm the bad guy because I said it does look a little messed up. Like, first of all, because you got your sister jumped on the show because she wouldn't beat up a female that you know can't fight, and people are sitting there siding with your sister, you up and say, well, she used to make me play house with her. Huh? That's manipulative for one. And for two, how can she be a pedo if she's not an adult touching a kid? It's two kids playing house with each other, and most likely these children learned it from somewhere. So it's the adult's fault. Oh, you're a messed up person. Oh, you're just making it seem like Tasiki is such a wonderful person. No, what I'm telling you is in that moment, Tasiki was not wrong. Her sister's wrong. But they don't want to hear that. So then you become a bad reader and you become biased. So you don't want to hear that Nicki Minaj did something wrong. You don't want to hear that Krishan did something wrong. You would love to hear that Krishan is 100% innocent and Jaden Alexis and Blueface is the most horrible people in the world. Those are the things they want to hear. And to be honest, I remember a while ago, I used to do tarot readings in the beef sector. You don't know about the beef sector. But people used to want to pay me to do a reading and say negative things about someone else. Okay?
That's what I don't like. That. You know what I mean?
So what people don't like about me is that I don't sugarcoat nothing for nobody. I do have my grandma's mouth. Now, y'all may not like what I say today, but 3 years later, you might come back and be like, oh, damn, Dazzle was right.
Well, we all learn, you know. I think, you know, I had a great time with you. It's been an hour and 45 minutes. We probably could continue longer, but would you really want to?
You have me on my soapbox.
Fun. Look at her. She's doing the bee thing. You're not going to do that to Dazzle. You're not going to be like the Beyonce fan.
Yeah, it's better to be honest than lie. I mean, but people don't want to hear that. People want to hear that their favorite does nothing wrong. And it's not because they want you to be biased, to be honest. What it really is that they want their favorite to have the best.
No, I gotta blow my nose, and I'm not gonna let you see me do that.
Okay, well, look, girl, we could wrap it up, girl. I'm so happy that you let me on, and we was on here. We did our little big one. Thank you for letting me on.
We could go on and on. We'll do other topics.
Yeah, girl.
And I like your followers. So thank you for showing up and everything. So take care.
Oh, thank you so much. I love you for real. And I'll see you next time.